Hello, my name is AJ Eckert, AJ and then ECKERT. I was adopted from a town in Russia called Penza. It's southeast of Moscow and it's a medium-sized city. It has a university and um, yeah. I was adopted at 9 months old. It's impacted my life in a variety of ways, I'd say. More to where I didn't feel as quite I fit in right with everyone because of where I came from. But over time, it's helped me really appreciate the opportunities I've been given in life. If I had not been adopted, I don't know where I would be at this point in time. But since I was adopted, I was able to have, a fairly normal childhood. I was able to participate in a lot of extracurriculars and things that I really found that I enjoyed. I would say that it impacts our relationship in a good way. My parents never hid anything about my adoption. They wanted me to know and understand it and understand why I was adopted in a way. But when it comes to our relationship, I feel like it strengthens it because, I've been given, as I spoke before, I've been given a lot of different opportunities and I just feel really blessed to be with the family that I have, and it's like the same as any other family. It's just that I was born somewhere else. The best way that I can explain it. As I was growing up, I was able to become friends with some people that were also adopted, whether it was from in country or out of country, like myself. And we were able to share kind of a special understanding of each other and the circumstances that we came from. But also, as thinking later in life, I was able to meet my girlfriend Helen. She was also adopted, and as I spoke with my childhood friends, we were able to, share a different kind of connection and a bond and an understanding that we were both adopted. But overall, it really strengthens relationships with friends because there's a different dynamic to it, but also a lot of my friends, it's just normal and we don't really talk about it that much and it doesn't really impact it in that way. As far as achievements, I was able to have a relatively normal childhood. I was able to grow up and go to school and then high school and then college where I'm currently at Indiana University. Um, but thinking back to like high school and before, I was able to participate in extracurriculars. I wouldn't have had that opportunity had I not been adopted. Clubs at school, being able to just be a normal kid growing up is really what has helped. Thinking back to the opportunities kind of thing I was talking about earlier, I wouldn't know what my daily life would look like without adoption at this point. My parents are able to and have been able to provide, me with my education, secondary education here at college, the apartment that I'm in right now. And, every little thing that happens to me is some byproduct of my parents' support throughout and their help. And without adoption, I wouldn't really have any of that. I wouldn't know where I would be. I look back at it with a sort of how, now that I understand it more, it's really a good option for a lot of families who aren't able to have children otherwise. They're able to have a new child and start a family in that way, like my parents were able to. And as long as the child has the right support and the right kind of upbringing, I think it's a really good thing. I did more before, maybe when I was a teen. I looked a bunch of stuff up about my hometown and about it. But recently I haven't really gotten much into it. But in the future, I would maybe like to learn more about where I come from or who I come from. But as it being an out-of-country situation, for me it's a lot harder to sort of find out the information. But looking forward, I would certainly be interested if the opportunity came up.